Hello everyone, welcome to Scaria.com. I'm Dr. Hina Khan and today we're going to discuss a very important pathological condition which is termed as ischemic optic neuropathy. So basically, as the name indicates, it's the blood supply to the optic nerve that is hindered in such conditions. And obviously, the clinical signs and symptoms would include a loss of vision that is reported by the patient to the ophthalmologist. So the loss of vision is going to be a sudden loss of vision that is observed by the person. Usually the patients give history of a sudden loss of vision which is unilateral and that is also seen in after waking up. Just after waking up, the patient would report with a sudden loss of vision. Again, it is painless in a lot of patients. So over here, we're going to discuss in the very first section, we will be giving you an anatomical review of the blood supply that is basically responsible for the functionality of the optic nerve. So any hindrance in the blood supply to the optic nerve would obviously result in the acute loss of vision in the person. That is also going to be a painless acute vision loss that is observed by the person. So knowing this anatomical review is very important so that you get to know the background knowledge, what arteries are responsible for the functionality of the optic nerve. Then we'll be discussing the pathogenesis of the acute ischemic optic neuropathies. Obviously, what is the baseline or what are the causative factors which basically are responsible for the development of this ischemic optic neuropathy in the individual. We divide these causative factors into the risk factors and then the main causative factors in general. We'll be discussing all of that over here. Depending upon the causative factors or depending upon the underlying pathology, we are basically dividing this kind of an ischemic optic neuropathy into two kinds. We'll be discussing these types or these categorizations over here, just an introduction in the very first section. In the second section, we'll be mainly focusing on the non-arteritic kind of ischemic optic neuropathy. We'll be dealing with the clinical features of the non-arteritic ischemic optic neuropathy. And then obviously, once you know the clinical features, the signs and symptoms that are quite relatable to the non-arteritic kind of ischemic optic neuropathy, you should know how to get to the final diagnosis in this particular case. Once you have diagnosed a case to be of a non-arteritic kind of an ischemic optic neuropathy, you should know how to manage such cases. That would obviously include the counseling sessions with the patient and giving him awareness regarding this kind of a clinical pathology and obviously the treatment modalities that are available for this kind of a non-arteritic kind of ischemic optic neuropathy. The prognosis, the prevalence, incidences, all of it would be discussed over here in the second section. In the third section, we'll be discussing mainly the arteritic kind of ischemic optic neuropathy that is relatable to the conditions which are causing arthritis in an individual, mainly the temporal arthritis. The temporal arteries, the ophthalmic arteries are involved in this kind of an arthritis, and that basically subsequently results in the ischemic optic neuropathy in the patient. So the general condition and the most common condition which is responsible for the development of this arteritic kind of neuropathy in a patient is the giant cell arteritis. We'll be mainly focusing on this condition. What is giant cell arteritis? What are the causative factors? What are the clinical features of this giant cell arteritis? That will be discussed over here in this third section. We'll be moving on to the treatment modalities that are available to treat the underlying cause as well as treat the ischemic optic neuropathy in specific over here. Then we'll be also dealing with the prognostic factors over here. Once you have a patient of giant cell arteritis, you should know even after the treatment or if we leave the patient untreated, in both of these conditions, what is the prognosis of the patient that one should be well aware of. So I hope you want to learn more about this acute ischemic optic neuropathy. So do watch the other sections to this lecture as well.